Marie Antoinette once said, "Let them eat cake." Or did she? Welcome to episode 2 of debunking your favourite historical myths. The phrase "let them eat cake" is famously associated with Marie Antoinette, Queen Consort of France and wife of King Louis XVI of France. She is alleged to have said the phrase "let them eat cake" during one of the bread shortages that took place in France in the late 18th century. Well, here's the thing, Marie Antoinette never said "let them eat cake." In fact, no one ever said "let them eat cake." The actual phrase was "qu'ils mangent de la brioche," which translates to "then let them eat brioche." The phrase "qu'ils mangent de la brioche" can be traced back to Jean-Jacques Rousseau's Book 6 of The Confessions, which was written in 1765 and published in 1782. In his book, Rousseau recounts, "I remembered the last resort of a great princess, who, when told that the peasants had no bread, replied, 'Then let them eat brioche.' At the time this book was written, Marie Antoinette was only 9 years old, and she had never been to France, although she was queen when the text was published. Rousseau never names the great princess who supposedly said, 'Let them eat brioche.' In fact, he may have made up the entire story, as the confessions are not considered to be 100% accurate. So how exactly did the phrase "let them eat cake" become associated with Marie Antoinette? In the years preceding the French Revolution, Marie Antoinette became increasingly unpopular. Anti-monarchists demonized Marie Antoinette as Madame Deficit and blamed her single-handedly for France's ruined finances and failing foreign policy. Also weaponized her gender and her nationality to discredit her even further, as well as spreading rumours that she was having affairs with members of the French aristocracy, both male and female. So it's no wonder that the phrase "let them eat cake" has been attached to Marie Antoinette's name. However, it wasn't the anti-monarchists during the French Revolution that attributed this phrase to Marie Antoinette. In fact, it wasn't until over 50 years after her death that the phrase was attributed to Marie Antoinette by none other than French critic Jean-Baptiste Alphonse Karr. Other French princesses have been put forward as the culprit who said "let them eat cake," including 2 of Louis XV's daughters, plus the famous French author Alexandre Dumas, who wrote The Three Musketeers, claimed in 1853 that the statement was said by none other than the Duchesse de Polignac, who was one of Marie Antoinette's best friends. Now, don't get me wrong, there are many things that can be said about Marie Antoinette, but next time someone tells you that she said "let them eat cake," you know what to say. If you've enjoyed this video and you're a fan of history, then don't forget to hit the like and follow, and let me know in the comments section what sort of content you want to see. Until next time.